working nation, the type that we are all proud of. Good people, great nation. This is our aim here. And of course, we start that by looking at the headlines from various dailies. Then we start talking about these issues, and that is exactly what we shall do today. Again, good morning.
Good morning.
Young lady, good morning. How do you do?
How do you do?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, great nation.
Yeah, great
good
nation
people,
it is.
great nation.
Yeah,
I remember,
that's who we are.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was during the time when we turned 50. That
Mm.
was when that thing really was really rampant with
Yeah.
a song by I think Evergreen, something like that.
Yeah.
We are the people, something like that. Yeah.
Mm. I think it
Uh,
was during Goodluck Jonathan time. Yeah. Good people, great nation.
yeah, I think so too.
There was
I
a
think so.
cliche around that time, speak well about your country, behave well,
Well,
work
right.
well, be good ambassador, wear made in Nigeria, eat made in Nigeria. It was more like a policy then. And then you see some of our leaders then, even before that time, the likes of Okonjo-Iweala, the likes of
Yeah.
OBS Ekwesili,
Yeah,
even
we always
President
adorn.
Obasanjo at this time, were all throughout, except in very rare occasions. I can't remember seeing President Obasanjo in foreign attire, suit or something.
He would
And
actually
same
look
thing happened to
strange
Umaru
too.
Yar'Adua, of blessed memory. And then Goodluck Jonathan with his South vibes.
Right,
Every time
yeah.
the hat, the blouse and all of those things.
The senator.
To Muhammadu Buhari, always in the regalia. So you can imagine, the only time I think I've seen Muhammadu Buhari in suit was during the campaigns. The campaign pictures that he took where he wore the
Okay.
Ishiagu thing,
Yeah.
the Yoruba attire, all of those things. And before
Truly,
that, we have always been
they
wearing.
look strange in suits, actually, to say that. Because we are used to seeing them
You
in
remember,
this particular
I think just
outfit.
before the election, while Kashim Shettima wore his suit, it was trending online that time. But then, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, dearest viewers. I am Uzom Sekichukwu, and as usual, we're committed to giving you the news as it is. So stay with us for a load of packages we're going to be offloading today.
In fact, we have a lot to talk about. Uhuru, good news. Dangote has graciously reduced, the pump price from, July 8, 25, and all of those things. In Lagos, reduction, the way we say it here, no matter how little.
Right.
Because if it was increased, we will make
Still
noise.
talk, all right.
Nigeria wants more, possibly something around 700, 600. Now you will say, oh, we are getting there. But then it reduced it from 920, 980, or whatever it is, to 825 in some parts of the country, more than that. But then there's a reduction. It said, towards having, making Nigeria better. And of course, because of the Ramadan fast that is coming, making things easier for people. Now, the question that Nigerians will ask him is, if it's possible that reduction, it's still, now that it can still get a margin of gain, it's not like you are running at loss. Can we keep it there? Because are you saying after Ramadan, then you pick it up again? And then because we'll wait to see, but then
because that was what we saw during the Yuletide season, it was dropped, and then after the festive season, it picked up again. So we're just hoping that it can actually remain there, and some Nigerians would say,
and further reduce.
Yes, further reduce. Some Nigerians would say, if actually we know this. If actually, like you just said, it can fall to this certain price. Why don't we just do it once? Why 920, 970, 9 like?
Exactly. We will look into that as well today. The oil sector and how it affects the economy. We heard that the GDP increased year on year 3.84%, and that we are making progress. We'll have to know, what Nigerians say on social media, if it's audio progress, or the one that is visible, the one that is impactful. When progress has to be explained
to us,
then Nigerians will say, we want to feel it ourselves and experience it. And then it's a lot. And finally, the meeting of the APC held yesterday, the National Executive meeting, I think it continues today. It started with the caucus meeting 2 days ago of the big wigs at the State House. Now it was moved to the party secretariat yesterday. A very interesting, awkwardly funny was when the National chairman of the party, former Kano State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, said he inherited debt, more than 8 billion naira. So, and then you wonder, at party level, you people are incurring debt. To what end? What happened to all the money you people gathered, with the sale of form of the presidential primary and all of those things?
And they had lots of candidates.
Does it mean that you people don't pay your dues or whatever? A party owing like 8 billion naira, more than that. To what effect? In what exactly? What have you purchased? What have you bought?
So someone in public space said they are always using to do one bay.
All right, we'll look into that and more in the course of the program. But right now, we are ready with the headlines. The time is now. Good morning. All right, you're welcome back. I will be kickstarting the headline segment with the Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu at APC NEC ask Ganduje to reconcile aggrieved members. Tinubu at APC NEC ask Ganduje to reconcile aggrieved members. That's from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And of course, we have riders to that headline. NEC passes a vote of confidence in him and Ganduje. Buhari, El-Rufai, Fayemi absent. And party replies El-Rufai. All right, El-Rufai here, El-Rufai there. And of course, below that, you can have the picture of the Mendem, the way we see it around here, the VP, Shatima, the President, Tinubu, Umar Ganduje, the national chairman of that party, Jibola Bashiru, the national secretary of the party, then the governor, the chairman of the Progressive Governance Forum, that is the governance of the APC, Mr. Hope Uzodinma. And away from that, USAID, UNFPA condemns antiretroviral drugs found in sealed markets. NAFDAC, USAID, UNFPA condemns antiretroviral drugs found in sealed markets. NAFDAC, and says over 1 trillion naira worth of expired drugs seized by security operatives. 1 trillion naira worth of expired drugs. So imagine the volume of those drugs, and if actually they end up in people's tummy, what it could have caused, possibly discomfort, some kind of sicknesses that they didn't bargain for, and it could end up fatal
reverse
as well. And there was a situation of a man, I think a musician, I've forgotten his name now, who was being treated for malaria. And unfortunately, he bought an expired malaria drugs. And, it went bad for him and he died, And that is the story. And we have many more. And there will be many more who have died or suffered very severe, complications. And they won't know that is the drug that they bought.
Yeah, it also boils down to Nigerians being people that read. Let's leave aside those that didn't go to school now, the ones that were not fortunate enough to attend schools, or those that were fortunate enough to attend schools. Yeah. Most Nigerians find it very difficult to read.
Yeah.
You see, so you get to the pharmacy, you buy some, even biscuits. When I buy it, if I want to buy, I check the expiry date.
You are informed and you are intentional.
So you have to be intentional about yourself. Right. There was a time my sister went to get eye drop, and the chemist or whatever mistakenly gave her ear drop. If she hadn't read it through, she would have dropped it in the eyes, and then something else would have happened.
I get it totally, and I think we should do better as well.
Yeah, we should do better. We should
to make sure you pay attention. But sometimes just be intentional about your life.
Yeah.
Actually, because there are sometimes you get something and they are telling you, what do you mean? You mean around they're telling you what? Do you want to buy? You don't want to buy. So
even the one that has scratch and send, I scratch it and I send it.
I think it's better that way. Life is sacred. But then back to the discussion of having 1 trillion naira worth of expired drugs seized. Good to know. And then that antiretroviral drugs, those are for the people, you know, managing HIV and AIDS as illness, and condoms found in sealed market. The thing is, all these things are not to be sold.
Yeah.
So how did they get to those markets that are sealed right now? Questions must be asked. Investigations must be done to see how free things that are paid for by bodies with good intention at least ended up on the shelf of people. Now, you see mosquito net on the sale sometimes.
Yes.
Interesting. I've seen a place that not to be sold Bible. I found it on a shelf. I said, Bible again. You know, these are some of the things. And there was situation that happened, not an allegation, it did happen, that dates, you know, we call it dabino around here.
Okay.
Dates from Saudi Arabia was given to some persons in the IDP camps from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as a gift to those in a particular IDP camp. And guess what? Few days later, those dates were found in the market being sold. You know, and you can easily recognize because those dates are the fresh ones. They're not like the ones, you know, some of our guys hawk around here. Yeah, so you can know this is where they came from Saudi Arabia, meant for IDP camps, internal displaced persons, for them to at least eat and have something from a country to another. All of a sudden, the thing was found in the market. You do need to be told. People in charge has messed up that particular intention of that particular country.
Right. I don't know why it's always like that. People just...
It's a human factor. We have a lot to do.
You're seeing people suffering and you still... You know that, okay, these people are dependent on this and you're still taking it to go and sell. How much do you want to make from it?
If you ask me, and I will tell you, it's because we don't have proper deterrence.
We don't.
We don't. If actually this case of a dabino from Saudi Arabia, we call it dates now, that was meant for some persons for them to at least enjoy, is that situation happened and you found out that, oh, this thing is being sold at the market. That is a situation that should never be swept under the carpet. Heads should proverbially roll instantly from the people that brought it to the camp and the ones that took it away from the camp. The senior, and this case, it will not just be the junior officers. The main guys who usually give this order should be penalized, should be investigated. If they don't know about it, the investigation should trickle down. If actually it happened and there have been deterrents, proper deterrents, most of the things we have right now, it won't happen. Now, imagine 1 trillion worth of expired products. Obviously, it came from some places.
Of course.
Possibly through the roads,
from the sky,
or the seas, or the air. And you know what these criminals do? They now repackage it into another either box or carton or whatever and sell to the people. And now you go, it's like using your money to go and buy what will kill you just because you need care. And they are criminals. And you know, the DJ of NAFDAC have been saying that those persons should be treated as killers.
Of course.
I think that's the formulation of a policy of death penalty for people found in this kind of situation, because you are not just somebody who is doing something illegal. You're a killer.
You're a killer. Just like those producing fake drinks, you know, drinks that people buy a lot. You're using something else to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that in Nigeria, we're
very difficult now for you to even buy drinks. Be sure of what you are buying.
That's another
thing. But sometimes you can hardly, except you are somebody that is well detailed. That's who you can know. And by the way, and it's expected as well, the DJ, yesterday news had it, that she has been speaking of that. She has been getting death threats. That's Professor Moji Salah Ogun. So So it's a lot actually, and the one we easily remember, the battle fought by the late heroine rather, Dora. She was threatened. Yeah, the threat was made true. Not that she was shot. She was shot. Yeah, and she died not from the shot, but then she died. With that cause to say, if she won't do it, who else will do it? And almost a decade after, down the line, we are still here. Another woman is being threatened because she is fighting this particular war. She has to be protected at all costs.
Yes.
Not just she, every person working in the organization, because it's a difficult, it's like them against the criminals. It's a lot. Now, Dangote petrol to sell for 860 in Lagos, 870 in Southwest. I learned 880 in the South as well. Quite ironic. Okay. Now, Osun government begins, Ogun government begins tolling in Ekpe, Mojoda, Ijebu-Ode Expressway.
Okay.
And Ogun government begins tolling on Ekpe, Mojoda, Ijebu-Ode Expressway. The name of the DG I wanted to mention is Mojisola Adeyeye. Yeah. So, court grants bail to Lagos assembly workers arraigned over fracas with the DSS. An immigration arrest 376 illegal immigrants in Ogun. You know, these court workers, assembly workers that were arraigned, for their role in the fracas with the DSS. One would say you should learn your lessons, that no matter how you're trying to do your job and you're trying to claim that you're loyal, the main guys now, the assembly members who are the real stakeholders in that day, nothing has touched them. Everybody has moved on.
Of course.
You that you are trying to do, you will not enter, you will go back. This is not a place for you. You are now in court. You have been given a bail. It's not that the case has been struck out. Just telling the people that pick your fight carefully.
Yes.
Do whatever you have to do within the confines of the law. Anything extra, obviously you're on your own.
Because you're trying to please someone.
You're just trying to be a loyal worker. Now, that popular social media tone, they never leave you. These are the issues. Now, that will be all from the Nigerian Tribune for today.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, we'll move straight to the Guardian. We have second term, Amid Rao, APC NEC passes vote of confidence in Tinubu Ganduje. Second term, Amid Rao, APC NEC passes vote of confidence in Tinubu Ganduje. You can see the picture of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Vice President Kashim Shettima, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar, and you have Omar Ganduje, APC National Secretary, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, and former National Chairman Chief Bisi Akande during the APC National Executive Council meeting held at the party secretariat Abuja yesterday. Down the story, we have NAFDAC boss raises alarm over threats after historic 1 trillion naira illicit drugs seizure. Just like what we talked about, she needs to be guarded. She needs to be moving around with, I think they should be moving with policemen when they are going for these raids.
All of them, actually.
Yeah.
Everybody doing that work.
Also, we have FCCPC tackles rising cost of drugs, begins inquiry. Okay. Again, police alert to looming violent protests in Kano. Again, police alert to looming violent protests in Kano. Okay. It's a good thing that they are alert already, so we can be can't be able to curb or hold down the protests, so to avoid chaos and incessant killing.
Well,
something that can be avoided.
Protest is legal if it is peaceful.
Yeah, but they said
so it doesn't have to be
violent protests.
Well, it's sometimes some of these things depend on who is saying it.
Who is saying it? Yeah. But the police are aware, so they can just step in, and just observe, so that it would be better that they are present than saying we're calling them and they're taking time to arrive.
When you say we, I like to
Nigerians or whoever. It's just a we in inverted commas, please.
Right. Yeah.
In quotes. We have importers warn of possible port disruption as new MPA tariff begins March 1. Importers warn of possible port disruption as new MPA tariff begins March 1. Banks' fraud-related losses rise by 350% to 52.3 billion naira in 5 years. Okay, this rise is extreme. We have Olukoyede, organized foreign fraudsters establishing cells in Nigeria. Okay. And the top strip of The Guardian, we have Dangote slashes PMS price by 65 naira. Ipman warns of marketers' loss. Okay. I can actually relate or get where they're coming from. You know, if you probably have old products, they're going to have to somehow sell with the current price. But we know that in Nigeria, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, we know these things. We have been here before.
These complaints that they are actually bringing out, well, let's leave it to them. And the last story on The Guardian this morning, we have tax reform. Kano warns against breach of federal character, Muslims' rights. Okay, tax reform. Kano warns against breach of federal character, Muslims' rights. I think the northern region is still kicking seriously against this tax reform. But let's see how it's all going to unfold. That'll be all on The Guardian this morning.
From The Guardian, we'll move to The Punch. The Punch for today. Election cases. APC accounts seized. Over 8.9 billion naira debts, says Ganduje. Election cases. APC accounts seized. Over 8.9 billion naira debts, says Ganduje. And a rider to that headline says party incurs legal fees, others from presidential, governors, legislative election cases. Party incurs legal fees, others from presidential, governorship, legislative election cases. You can see the stakeholders there in different insert of pictures. Away from that, Pro-Obasa clerk barred from assembly, threatens contempt suit. Pro-Obasa clerk barred from assembly, threatens contempt suit. Why? Because he's pro-Obasa, or because he has done something against the House rulings and dictates, or well, he's just been, you know, some would say maybe he's victimized because he's loyal
to Obasa,
to Mudasiru Obasa. We hope to say, and there is raised the threat of contempt suit. All right, immigration arrest 378 illegal immigrants in Ogun. Immigration arrest 378 illegal immigrants in Ogun. You know, talking about immigrants, and you read a story the other time about fraud in Nigeria and how some foreigners are having cells in Nigeria. You know, in the past 1 month or so, we have seen many foreigners arrested. And you know, arraigned in court. Filipinos, Chinese persons, and some of these other guys to say. And there was one particular one, I think, made by the FCC or thereabout, in which there were so many. You were asking yourself, how were they living in a building, or was it, you know, different arrests and different places, and you know, they all sat and they were displayed, quote unquote displayed, you know, the way they will do that, or paraded rather, and that's a proper word. But we learned parading of suspect has even been, you know, spoken against, really, to say, you know, don't do that again. But then it's still happening. Because I watched a video recently where the first PRO was asking a particular suspect questions in the guise and the total gaze of pressmen. And you can't really know what is really going on with that, because it's quite, it looks somehow when you call somebody a suspect, it's only the court of law that can call somebody a criminal, right? And that can punish. Now, even if you find somebody in, you know, the crime scene, he's still a suspect.
Of course.
And the way they do it around here, sometimes they collect their trousers, they are almost naked, no shoes, they are dangling. And look, the police will tell you is, to make them not to be smart enough to, to display some things that are not supposed to be displayed, possibly attempt to run away. But then you now display them in the open, in the public. Their pictures are taken, their videos are taken. Some of them found themselves on the pages of newspapers and televisions and all of those things. And now, in that particular place, they will now tell you that the police have commenced investigation. Which investigation are you doing?
You've already condemned the person.
Now, if it happens that this person is innocent, how does he regain his or her image? Because the face has been, the image of the face has been splattered on the faces of the newspaper. But then, that is what it is. And away from that, USAID donated drugs, excuse me, found in Lagos Abia markets, NAFTAC, and there is this particular market in Abia and Anambra as well.
Yeah.
And I think the area market or something. And many of them that were closed down. And you see many persons saying, instead of shutting down the entire market, maybe the corporates should be identified. But then you see NAFDAC and some government handlers saying that it's a notorious, some of those markets are notorious for that kind of a thing. And so the marketers or the leadership needs to really speak to themselves. Why I don't subscribe to blanket punishment for anybody. Whoever is guilty, let them be isolated and, But then I think the leadership, it's not everything that should really be government. Leadership rests on them, I understand. But the leadership of markets should do a lot better, because if your market in which you are superintending on, regardless of where it is, either in Osogbo, in Potiskum, Port Harcourt, the eastern part of the country, the northern or the southwest, has been notorious for criminality, I think the leadership of those markets have a lot of work to do. You have a lot to do. Yeah, you might not really know everybody personally, but if your market is closed down today for this particular thing, there was a market in Lagos that has been repeatedly closed down for dirtiness, then it's a shame on the leadership of that market. Now, that might not be a crime, but they are doing something that is not proper.
That's really nice.
But I think they should do better.
Because sometimes you can't even walk through the market. Sometimes going to the market, I just feel like, not even going. Because
I think Lagos State has been very heavy on cleanliness of their market.
You can't even walk freely.
They shut it down.
You're just seeing things that I saw.
Like, and you see people selling. Sometimes food items.
They sit comfortably
near the place, and they are so used to it. We should do better as people as well. Do what we have to do. But then some will tell you that the market authorities have a toll that it takes from the people, the local government. Some of them, the traders, the wares, players, sometimes they tell you that they pay as much as 2 or 3 types of fees in a day. So what are those people? And that's another question we should ask. If you are taking a toll, either 15 or 100 naira from thousands of people displaying their wares, what are you using it for? So it's we have to really do better. But in as much you own a shop or you are displaying your place, the onus is on you firstly to clear. And if there is an arrangement that there are people that will be doing that, the leadership of that particular market should be held responsible. I started from the place of people that are known for notorious activities in those markets. They should, in fact, government should know that, the leadership is trying and is beyond them. So let's come in. Instead of everybody just sitting pretty. And when the market is short, we all carry placards and say, don't punish us. But there are some persons, and if we will not lie, sometimes some of us will know what we do.
Of course. You know this thing they say about people knowing those delivers.
Sometimes we know.
When you want to really get information, you get it from those living it because they know. But some people be like, I better go, no my matter. Everyone is, but you won't blame them because some persons have actually gotten into serious trouble or serious danger because they were trying to help out. And some of these are force members. They don't usually, not all of them can keep down information.
Right. That's very correct. From the Punch still, concerns as Forex reserves drop $2.3 billion amid Naira gains. And Niger orders exit from ECOWAS affecting counter-insurgency war. That's from an air chief. We should bond at this time and fight the war together against these criminals. 1.9 billion fraud ex-accountant general seeks out-of-court settlement. Wow. Importers fret as Dangote lowers petrol price again. Importers fret as Dangote lowers petrol price again. That will be all from the Punch. We have one more to go.
Yeah, that's the Daily Trust. We have gunmen abduct 4 female varsity students in Benue. Gunmen abduct 4 female varsity students in Benue. And the writers that we have waylaid on way for studies. Protest on campus, school closed. You can see the picture there, picture of those protesting. We have about 3 inserts there. Now we have Nigeria's reserve drops by $2.2 billion as FG defends Naira. Nigeria's reserve drops by $2.2 billion as FG defends Naira. Okay. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso exit from ECOWAS, increasing burden on military. Air Chief. We have Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso's exit from ECOWAS, increasing burden on military. Air Chief. Top military officers among 46 killed in Sudan plane crash. Oh, that's really a sad one. Top military officers among 46 killed in Sudan plane crash. May the Lord rest their souls. Really a sad one. Man bagged 6 months for stealing chicken. Okay. I think something like this happened some time ago. We had the story come out. Okay, we have APC passes vote of confidence on Tinubu Ganduje. That is APC during the NEC meeting. Dangote reduces petrol price to 825 naira. That's a good one. And we hope more reductions keep coming up and happening in the country. And on the last story on the Daily Trust this morning, we have tax reform. Sharia Council, FCT imams, Yadudu reject inheritance law, VAT hike. Okay, tax reform. Sharia Council, FCT imams, Yadudu reject inheritance law, VAT hike. And that will be all on the Daily Trust this morning, and also on the newspaper segment this morning. We'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll be speaking to issues that concern us. Stay tuned.